I told that girl I could start right away. When she said, listen, babe, I got something to say.
When it comes to investments, there are a lot of different choices. There are stocks, bonds, money market accounts, land, gold, diamonds, and cars. Not just any car, old cars, antiques, and muscle cars.
Muscle car is generally recognized from 1964 to 1972. Certain models with certain horsepower, such as the first muscle car conceived as a 1964 GTO. Pontiac took their small Tempest, they put a larger motor in it, changed suspension a little bit, and that was their muscle car.
I think cars is one of the best investments and the most secure investment that you can make. I have some advice for a novice collector, and Mitchell may have some too, but mine is that a car takes its biggest increase in value around its 20th birthday. So if you buy a car that's 17 years old, that's one of the big three, in other words, a GM product, a Ford product, or a Chrysler product. That's a convertible. That's red, black, that's in good shape. You could triple your money in just a year or two.
There are ways that you can buy a car now, such as the muscle cars, like the Novas and that are early 70s or late 60 cars that are coming up in value. A couple years ago, they were $2,000, $3,000, and they're bringing up $6,000, $7,000 now. They're coming up in price, and they will. It depends on the options. It's best, if you can, to get a convertible.
Are convertibles necessarily worth more then?
Convertibles are worth more because people like to be seen when they're driving their cars. They like to be able to put down the top and, you know, wave. It's like being in a parade almost all the time.
Basically, they're all collector cars. Anything of value that is correct, authentic, that is a collector car, and that would be whether it be an antique car or a muscle car or a 50s car. However, most people consider antique cars, at least we consider the antique cars, 1948 and older. And then above 48, then we just basically collector cars.
There's basically four categories. We have, number one, the hobbyist. Secondly, we have the collector. Third category is the investor. The fourth category is a dealer. There's several thousands of people in America and around the world that make money buying and selling these cars, and they sort of establish the floor, the minimum price, and put the stability in the marketplace.
Who owns antique cars?
A lot of people that own antique cars are baby boomers. People that grew up in the 50s, that went to high school in the 50s, and they couldn't afford a Corvette like this back then, but now they're presidents or lawyers or people that own their own companies that you know, remember the cars and they want to drive them. And they don't use them as an everyday car, but it's sort of a toy, and it's something they always wanted.
Just think, that 65 Ford, Chrysler, or Chevy you drove around during high school might be worth thousands of dollars today, if only you had held on to it. But what about the cars of the 90s? What will they be worth 25 years down the road?
Anything that's really stylish with high horsepower, that's in limited production, has a potential to be collectible. A Cadillac Alante may be a good car in America. The Buick GNX is probably a good car in America.
Is it mandatory that you play rock and roll when you're driving around in this?
Yeah. 50s rock and roll is the best to play when you're driving one of these.
Little scoop, you